Hello guys, this is Lamos Nkonde here, and in today's class I'll be talking about HTML forms and how to extract data from the HTML forms using JavaScript. Here I've got my HTML document that I'm writing here, and I'll simply create a form that I'll use. I'll create some form here, and these are tags for the form. I'll create some inputs. These inputs will use it to take some values from it. I simply say input, and the type should be text. The name I'll simply say user. This one will be used for username. I'll give it an ID as well, so that I'll target it later. The ID should be username, and I'll give it a label. You can put it some label tags in there, but I'll not put in some label tags. I can use this one. It will still work. If you want, you can put in some tags, all the same, and I'll come with another input. This one will be password, and the name I'll say password as well, and the ID will be password. Doesn't matter, it will still work. That's the ID, and I'll put the tag in front here. I'll simply say password, I'll come up with a button. I'll say input type, that should be a button. Submit, and the name I'll say submit as well. But for this one, I think I'll have to put a value for it. I don't want to use submit. I'll get my own value, which should be send. And maybe to give it some space, I have to put some breaks in there, so that it comes line after line. And I'll have to put a break here as well. Let me check first and see in the web browser how it looks. Open this one, demo.html. Okay, there we go. We have got it here. And what I'll do here, I'm trying to achieve a thing like when I put some values in here, I should be able to extract the values from this form and display it on this web browser. That's what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, what I'll do first, I'll have to create a JavaScript tag here. You simply say script. This is JavaScript. And I'll first have to target this input field, the first input field, this one, and then I'll come for the second one. Okay, but how do I get it? I'll say document get element by ID. I'll not say by tag name, just for speed. Get element by ID, and the ID is the first one, which is username. That's the ID that we are targeting. Sorry for that. Should be in the between tags, username. And I'll also take the value of it, and that's how we get the value, semicolons. And I'll give this one as a variable. I'll simply say variable user equals to that one. Then I'll come up with another one. I say variable password, simply say pass equals to document dot get element by id, and now we're going to target the second input field, which is password, and its value as well. Okay, and we'll create another variable as well that should be holding the answers. I'll simply say answer equals to the combination of these two, which is the user variable plus this one. Sorry for that. Give it another addition sign and the pass. If you want, what you can do here, you can simply say I'll start it like this so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing there. I'll do it like this. Your username is, that will be the user, and I'll come here as well and say and your password. Let me say your password is just what done. Then I'll put something in here and I'll put a plus there. Okay, there we go. That's how I write. It will take the value of this one that we put in here as a user and the value of password for these variables. That's the variable that is going to put in here. That's why I've written it that way. Okay, that is for that, and I'll put in some semicolons at the end there, and I'll now have to create something. Maybe I can create an h tag or a paragraph tag so that I should use it to put my content on there on this web page. That's what I'll do. Okay, you can create anything. Maybe I'll just have to create, I'll come in the body here and create an h tag. I'll simply say maybe possibly h1, and I'll give it an ID. This will help me to target it like display. I'll say display. That's the ID. I'll save this. Now, what I'll do here, I'll simply first have to come down here, just a minute, and target this one, this ID here, disp. This is the one I'm going to target it. I'm going to say document dot get element by ID disp, which is disp. I've given it the name disp, meaning display. Disp, I think it should be disp. Yeah, disp, and dot inner HTML. That's the something that you write. You're trying to write on the web page, use in HTML. You can use document.write, but when you're using document.write, it will overwrite everything that is there. You can use it, especially when maybe when you're trying to try out something, you're just trying to do some experiment. But when you want to export something out to a web page, what you need to do is use inner HTML. Console.log, something that we use, maybe possibly this one here, when we try to output in the console here. But for this one, we want to output on the web page. Okay, caps HTML. Remember to put the capital letters there. Inner HTML equals to answer. What we're trying to output there is an answer. This variable here, which is holding everything, is the one we're trying to output on this id disp. I hope you're trying to take my point there. And I'll put some semicolons. And you might have been wondering what is going on there. I think I first have to start with a function because I wanted to do it at last, but you can always do it at the first because it's always important to keep the function on. I'll say function. It doesn't matter how you write it, function. I'll give the name to this function. I'll say lovely. That's the name of the function. Some colons, brackets, and I'll close the function here. There we close the function. And here I'll show you something. I'll need to call this function. That's what I'll do. I'll need to call this function. And to call this function, I'll come here on this button. And before I do anything, I'll show you something as well here, because there's something that you need to worry, very important. Okay. And this is it, I think. Submit. And I'll say on click, when I click on that one, when I click, let me call a function called lovely. Lovely, that's a function. And remember to put return false, otherwise it will not work. Remember to put return to avoid some defaults of the web browser. Return false for it to work. If you leave that, then it will not work for you. Return false. Okay. And I'll save this. I think this should be okay. Let me first try it in my web browser and see if it works. There is a syntax error identified somewhere. Let me try to take it out first and then come back. I hope we are done now. We should be able to do everything okay. Let's try to check now. These are the codes that we have just written, and let's try it out now. I'll say the username, possibly it should be love more, and let me try to put the password. The password is 123456. That's the password. Let's try to send it out. You see, your username is love more and your password is this one, 123456. Can you see that? Okay, now we have achieved what we wanted to. What we'll do now is try to possibly try to style this one. Okay, I'll come down here and target this disk here so that I can possibly try to style that one. I'll say document dot get element by id disp, which is disp dot style dot display. Should say, let me put the border there, or maybe you should just put the background. Let me put the background so that we can be able to notice it. Equals to magenta. I'll put that one. Can put any color that you want. Let me put magenta and try to save that. Save that. Refresh. Put something there. Let me put it sinks. Put sinks, and the password should be Cisco. Okay, sinks. So there. Okay, that one is on. And I'll go for the password Cisco and try to send this. Can you see that? Your username is sinks and your password is Cisco. You can give this one a variable. You can give that one a variable, and that variable should be equal to uh, p, let me give it p, or you can give it a variable x. You can give it anything. I'll say variable x is equal to that one, and then I'll come here and I'll say x dot style dot border equals to solid. I can say 4 pixel solid break. Okay, and try to save that one. I'm just trying to create a variable for this one so that I can put in the border for this one. Let me try to refresh this and try to put something else there. Mag, and the password should be Melvin, and try to send this. Okay, there's an error. I hope that is able to work. It should be able to work. Even if you would take this one out, it should be able to work. It's 4 pixel solid black. It should be able to work. Thank you for joining my class, guys. This is Lavon Sekonde. In the next class, I'll be showing you another thing.